Kneading Hope, Lessons from the Kitchen of Life by Nilla Spark, Chapter 1. A Mother's Final Lesson, Resilience born of love and loss, shaped by love, forged in loss and carried through every challenge. The kitchen was quieter than usual when I returned home after my mother had passed. It felt like the world had shifted in ways I wasn't prepared for. Just days before, I had stood beside her, watching her weathered hands roll cavatelli on the tabletop. It was a simple task, flour and water, shaped into small, curled pieces. But that moment marked the final lesson she would teach me. As I watched the dough take shape under her gentle touch, I felt an unspoken connection to her. A connection that, even in her absence, would never be broken. In the week or so before she passed, her words as she handed me her wedding band that had slipped off her cancer-ravaged fingers echoed in my mind. Do and be something with your life, mia bella. Not like me. Here I am at 44 and not achieved anything. She had spoken with raw honesty, with a vulnerability I had never before heard. At that moment, I realized that Mama's life wasn't incomplete. It was a beautiful mosaic made of small, quiet sacrifices that created a foundation for the rest of us to rise from. Mama had always been the heart of our family, her hands tirelessly moving between pots and pans, never pausing long enough to claim credit. At 44, she had lived a life not defined by her own dreams, but by duty, love, and sacrifice. Her smile often masked the weight of the life she'd led, the unspoken weariness beneath. In those final moments together, those last hours spent in the kitchen, her hands guided mine, showing me how to roll the dough, just so, pressing each piece until it curled onto itself. Just like that. See? It holds the sauce perfectly. Cavatelli. Not too big, not too small, she had said. But there was more. There was something in her eyes that I couldn't quite grasp at the time. Unknowing that sat heavily in the room between us. She sat at the end of the table, frail but resolute, her body slowly surrendering to illness. Yet her mind was still sharp. I remember the way she watched me, almost as if she were trying to pass on everything she could in the time she had left. She knew that there was so much more she had yet to teach me, lessons that could not be spoken aloud, only understood in the stillness, in the rhythm of the kitchen, where she had always taught me how to be strong, how to love, how to give. In those quiet, lingering moments, I felt her words and presence settle over me like a warmth of the pasta we were making. Each curl of dough I rolled felt like an echo of her love, her strength, her sacrifices. It was in those moments I realized that this kitchen, this space where we had always connected, was her final classroom. She had given me everything I needed to continue, but there would always be part of her that would remain just out of reach. The cavatelli was no longer just pasta. It was the embodiment of everything she had poured into me. A lesson not only in cooking, but in living, in loving, in carrying on where there was no clear path forward. Each piece of dough, each gentle roll became my way of holding on to her, a way of continuing the work she had started. The lessons she gave me in life, now held in my hands, will be the ones I would share with those around me, with everyone I meet along this journey. And I would carry them forward even when I couldn't hear her voice. Her final lesson to me: do and be something with your life, mia bella, echoed in my mind. A call to action, a call to rise from the ashes of grief And in the kitchen, in the act of kneading dough and making cavatelli, I began to understand that these small, humble acts of creation were the true essence of what she always wanted to teach me, that life doesn't stop, even in the face of loss, and that we continue, we rebuild, we live, and we keep going. Cavatelli, a legacy of family and heritage. As my mama guided my hands in the final moments we shared, teaching me how to knead, shape and craft the delicate cavatelli, she imparted a lesson that would stay with me forever. The importance of resilience in the face of life's most profound challenges. Her hands, once so steady, now guided me gently, showing me that life, like dough, is shaped with patience, care and time. In the shape of each cavatelli, I carry her love, her strength, and her belief that even in the darkest moments, we can find our way.